In 2008, Dr. Joseph Banks, a retired Air Force colonel and self-proclaimed expert on psychic warfare, claimed to have uncovered a new form of subliminal manipulation via radio waves. His source, alleged defectors from the Soviet Union's Institute of Clinical and Experimental Psychology. According to Banks, they were working on a top-secret program called V2K, short for Voice to Skull. As the name implied, the technology could transmit voices directly into people's heads. While details were scarce, Banks painted a terrifying picture. The technology could be used to control individuals or entire populations, whispering suggestions, inducing fear, or driving people insane. Skeptics brushed off the claims as another crackpot theory from a discredited psychic researcher. But a few questions lingered. Was there any truth to V2K? If so, where was it being used? And how might such a system even work? Enter Nathan Cole. We find him in the early 2010s, working as an IT specialist for the Roseville Joint Union High School District in suburban Sacramento. On the surface, Nathan appears unremarkable. He keeps to himself, rarely speaks unless spoken to, and shuns socializing after work. Some colleagues find him odd, but it's not uncommon for techies to be a little socially awkward. His personal life is similarly unremarkable. Nathan lives in a modest two-bedroom apartment filled with computer equipment, radio receivers, and thousands of compact discs. At night, however, Nathan's reality changes dramatically. Whispers fill his thoughts, faint voices murmur just outside his hearing. Unable to identify the source, Nathan initially dismisses them as auditory hallucinations. But the voices grow increasingly clear and disturbing. "You're worthless," they hiss. "Everyone's watching you. Talk and you'll regret it." Paralyzed by fear, Nathan seeks help. He checks for carbon monoxide poisoning, visits a psychiatrist, and begins taking medication. But nothing stops the voices. They follow him to work, invading his sleep and creeping through his dreams. Desperate, Nathan turns to technology. He records the voices, searching for patterns or clues to their origin. He sets up Faraday cages, blocking all radio frequencies in hopes of creating a safe space. He even buys a $7,000 home near Lake Tahoe, thinking that its remoteness will stop the whispers. But the voices travel with him, echoing through the hills. As Nathan's sanity unravels, he documents every symptom: nausea, burning sensations, and phantom vibrations on his skin. Years pass. The voices never stop. Determined to uncover the truth, Nathan dives deep into research. He pores over government documents, searching for any mention of voice weapons or remote neural monitoring. Frustrated by the lack of answers, he files Freedom of Information Act requests to various agencies, asking if they're conducting secret experiments involving mind control or voice weapons. The responses invariably come back negative or simply ignore his questions. Desperate for answers, Nathan reaches out to reporters, hoping someone will listen to his story. Again and again, he's met with disbelief and ridicule. Nathan realizes he's facing an uphill battle. The voices are relentless. His savings dwindle. His health deteriorates. But he refuses to give up. Then comes a glimmer of hope. In August 2014, Nathan finds an unlikely ally, James L. Arrowsmith, a civil litigator based in Sacramento. James has built a career on seeking justice. With 40 cases a year, he handles a variety of matters, often involving corporate fraud and product liability. Despite his workload, James doesn't shy away from controversial cases. He's a fighter, unafraid of taking on powerful interests, even when the odds are stacked against him. When Nathan approaches James with his story, the lawyer is immediately intrigued. He sees the determination in the man's eyes, the mountain of research and documentation. Something about Nathan's quiet intensity tugs at James's sense of justice. He recognizes the desperation in the man's voice and decides to take on his case pro bono. Together, they prepare for a long and arduous fight. But their challenge goes beyond just proving the existence of the voices. They must demonstrate that these whispers are being intentionally projected into Nathan's mind. To achieve this, they'll need compelling evidence. Witnesses won't be much help. Doctors can offer opinions, but only hard facts will convince the public and the court. The stakes are high. If successful, Nathan and James will open up a Pandora's box of legal issues surrounding privacy, autonomy, and government overreach. If they fail, Nathan's already fragile mental state could completely collapse, leaving him institutionalized and defeated. James knows the path ahead will be fraught with skepticism and ridicule, but he's ready for the fight. Now we pick up the story as Nathan and James prepare for their day in court. It's a pivotal moment, their one chance to sway the judge. The burden of proof rests heavily on their shoulders. Theirs is a David and Goliath tale, armed with reams of research, recordings, and witness testimonies. They're stepping into the lion's den of the judicial system, where skepticism runs rampant. The courtroom is packed. Journalists eager for a scoop fill the rows, their notebooks poised. Many doubt the case's merit, seeing it as a sideshow rather than a serious legal proceeding. Nathan stands with his attorney, James, listening to the prosecution's dismissal of their claims. The voice recordings, they say, can be explained by psychiatric conditions or faulty equipment. The scientific analysis, a misunderstanding of complex physics. The witnesses, unreliable and easily disproven. Each argument stings, chipping away at the tenuous support Nathan has left. When it's their turn, Nathan and James have to hit back hard. They bring in an array of experts to refute the doubts cast on their case. A neuroscientist presents evidence that Nathan's brain shows distinct signs of auditory hallucinations, a condition that can be induced by external stimuli like low-intensity radio waves. A cybersecurity specialist reveals anomalies in local radio frequencies, suggesting a sophisticated transmission system operating in the area. An acoustic engineer showcases Nathan's recordings, highlighting similarities to microwave auditory emissions. Slowly, the picture James has been piecing together falls into place. Nathan isn't crazy. The voices aren't figments of his imagination. Someone is broadcasting them, targeting him with a sophisticated, almost surgical precision. Finally, the weight of the evidence convinces the judge to proceed with the case. Relief washes over Nathan. He's been vindicated, at least partially, but he and James know the road ahead will be long and arduous. They've proven a conspiracy is afoot, but uncovering the why and who remains elusive as the judge delivers his decision. Nathan breathes a sigh of relief. They've won a small victory in a war that's far from over. The journey has just begun. In the weeks following the ruling, Nathan and James worked tirelessly to uncover the full scope of the conspiracy. Armed with the backing of the law, they dig deeper into the whispers. Nathan's voice recordings become a treasure trove of clues, each whisper analyzed, each static burst scrutinized. Meanwhile, James uses his legal muscle to compel authorities to release any relevant information, pushing the envelope of the law to expose every hidden detail. Public opinion starts to shift. The media, once dismissive, now focuses on the case. Nathan's story captures the public imagination, raising more questions than it answers. Is this a rogue government experiment, a Cold War relic gone awry, or something else entirely? Yet amidst the noise, Nathan stays focused. His ordeal has cost him dearly: relationships, finances, mental well-being. But he's closer to the truth now. The voices, once his tormentors, are now his allies. Each whisper a piece of the puzzle, each burst of static a clue. The fight may be long and daunting, but Nathan's resolve is unwavering. His story is not just his anymore. It's a testament to anyone who's ever been dismissed as crazy, a beacon for those who hear the whispers in the shadows. What began as a personal nightmare for Nathan has evolved into a collective nightmare for many. The revelation that a voice weapon exists sends shockwaves around the world. Governments scramble to investigate, scientists race to understand the implications, and citizens everywhere wonder if they too are within the range of this silent invasion. The discovery raises profound ethical and legal questions. Where does this technology fit in a world governed by laws and morals? How do you hold perpetrators accountable when the weapon leaves no physical trace? What are the limits of free speech when it can be weaponized and broadcast directly into people's minds? These are the challenges that lie ahead, questions that Nathan and James are uniquely positioned to answer. As the case unfolds, the world watches. For Nathan, it's a struggle for recognition. For James, a fight for accountability. The story's resolution seems distant, shrouded in the same static that permeates Nathan's life. But as they dig deeper, they'll expose a conspiracy that reaches further than they ever imagined. Each whisper, each burst of interference brings them closer to the truth, closer to justice. There on the brink of exposing a menace that transcends individual lives, a threat that could alter the course of human history. The voices may try to silence them, but Nathan and James will keep listening, deciphering the whispers until the whole world hears the truth.